Trevor, what's up?
What's going on, man? Long time no see.
Yeah, right. How are you, man? Good to see you. Good to finally meet you, man. And happy you're in the position you're in. Happy to hear that you're out here in Vegas getting that training, man. And even happier to hear that you've been here 3 weeks, bro.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Um,
It's great to be here.
what made you come out to Vegas? I'm sure people are, interested. We tend to believe that the best work is here in Vegas in terms of preparation and sparring. What brings you to Vegas?
Well, that's true, man. There's great work. But when I was 17, I was still in high school. My old manager, Cameron Duncan, had me come out to Vegas. Just to learn, and I learned under Kenny Adams, and man, he really taught me a lot. And my trainer now, Brandon Woods, is kind of Kenny Adams's protege. So I was able to meet him back in 2020. Him and I really got along, and he really knows his stuff. So that's pretty much why I'm here. But yeah, the sparring is top tier.
Now, was there outside of obviously Brandon and Kenny, did this have any, I guess, strategic angle to it? Because this is Keller Plant's home turf, you know? So like you guys could literally bump into each other, if you go to the right restaurant or come out the right gym.
Yeah. No, I mean it wasn't really strategic. It just happened to be that we both train in Vegas. I live in Phoenix, but my trainer lives here, so just is what it is, man. Maybe will run into each other. I'm a homebody though, so I
Oh
don't really.
wow! All
Yeah.
this time
I,
I thought you were from Florida.
oh no no no! I'm from Chicago, so my dad my dad actually would drive me in to inner city because we were outside the city. So like I'm not new to violence, man. Like when I was 7 years old, I had my first amateur fight. So my dad would drive me down to the south side of Chicago, and that's where I learned how to fight. And we made a lot of noise in the amateur scene, man, because I'd roll up into a tournament and people would be like, "Oh, I'm fighting Trevor Mccumby." Okay, cool, and just earned my respect. So yeah, from Chicago.
Bro, that's even better. Honestly, I had been building you up on this show as a Berlanga, a possible fight for Berlanga in Orlando because when I seen you at Plant City, there were a lot of people there.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people, so I'm just assumed you were from Florida. Those people traveled. That's interesting, man. Shout out to you, cause Phoenix and Florida, that's a horrible flight. It's like 4 hours, 5 hours, man. That's a
Yeah, it was
lot.
pretty wild. It was pretty wild. We got in a little late too, so yeah, it was a little crazy. But man, shout out to ProBox. I really appreciate Gary Jonas and Anthony McDonald. They helped me get on the platform, and I had to do my thing, and I went and showed out, and now we're here.
It's ironic too, or I don't know, interesting. You beat a former TMT fighter that, he was living and training out here in Vegas. And I'm sure he's probably shared the ring with Caleb once or twice. And now you're going to fight another Las Vegas fighter. Not a TMT guy, but certainly a Las Vegas guy that's frequent that TMT gym in Caleb Plant. When the fight first came on the table, what was your initial thoughts?
Initial thoughts were, it's a great opportunity. I know Caleb's been out of the ring for a while. He got in, those two big fights, and we'll see how bad he wants it. I know he's sleeping in silk sheets, and I'm not. So you got that aspect to it as well.
But was there another name that you were hoping for? Like, this is a big fight for you, and you hadn't had this level of a fight just yet. So did you
Sure.
secretly have a name already in your mind that you were expecting your first big fight to be, is where I'm like headed with it.
You know what? There were a few fights on the table. You know, but yeah, and the names were up there with Caleb. So yeah, we had a few options, and it just came down to Plant, and Plant I think was deciding who he wanted to fight, and I give him props for taking me. I mean, I think that I'm a little bit of a mystery. There's not much tape on me. I'm undefeated. I have 21 KOs out of my 28 wins, and 12 of those, I'm sorry, 11 of those are in the first round. So I give him props for taking the fight, and I'm excited.
So the other opponent that Plant was offered was allegedly Jesse Hart, formerly with Top Rank. He's been all over Twitter, and he's upset, saying that Plant chose you over him, where he has that world-class experience. He has gone 12 rounds a few times. He's been in two big fights with Gilberto Ramirez on ESPN. Do you know Jesse Hart? Have you watched him fight? And how do you think your style is different from his?
Uh, I don't got any bad blood with Jesse, but him and I went back and forth back, I think in like 2016, 2017, something like that. And I think at the end of the day, bro, it's like, all right, bro, I don't know why you're crying. You were given you were given shot after shot after shot. Like you've been given a lot of opportunities, bro, and you didn't capitalize on those. So I don't really know what to say to him. Like, you messed up twice with Ramirez, and then you fought Joe Smith, and he ragdolled him around the ring. So I don't know. I don't really know what why he's so upset, but I guess he has a right. He has some experience, but whenever he's given the opportunities, he hasn't capitalized on it.
And why do you feel the situation would be different for you? Because obviously, you hear fighters time after time say it will be different, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. But sometimes the opponent makes you put your hands in your pocket. For instance, Shakur Stevenson versus De Los Santos. De Los Santos could not do what he needed to do. He didn't cut the ring off. Similar situation for you. Plant is going to make you have to cut the ring off. He's a good mover. Shit, he froze. Mccumby, I'm glad he froze, right? That face made it look like he didn't like that question. Damn. Trevor, are you there? He outside in the Vegas internet. That's what it is. You need that Wi-Fi. Damn. All right. Let's hope he calls back. Nope. Nope. Yep. He got no connection. In the meantime, in between time, if you haven't already hit that thumbs up, go ahead and do so. Plus, this gives you an opportunity to drop a question. If you want to drop him a question, head on over to Patreon and or our YouTube members page. And if you're a community member, you should be able to drop a question for Trevor Mccumby. And when he reconnects, we will go straight into the people's questions. All right. Well, I don't know. He's not connecting. We got G-Ball with a fat $10 super chat. Ness, the back call got you. Wait. Trev, you there?
Hey, brother. Sorry, I lost you
Nah,
there.
no worries, bro. We know about this Vegas internet. If you're not
Yeah.
connected to Wi-Fi, it gets crazy.
Yeah.
I got a couple of questions from the people, so we'll go right into that. We got Ricardo del Toro from Morris, Illinois. Who are some of the notable sparring partners you have faced in the gym throughout your career? Which one gave you the best work? Good luck against Plant.
Oh yeah. Um, man, a lot of my notable work was in Robert Garcia's gym. When I was probably about 23. I was there for about 6 months. Sparred with Kelly Pavlik, a few of the Russian guys there that were kind of coming up at light heavy at the time. I got to remember exactly who they were. I don't. Some of those names, they get a little crazy, but yeah, a few of the Russian guys in Oxnard, man, they were real tough work. Um, shout out to Lonnie Thompson here in Vegas. He's great work. Always has been. Um,
Yeah, shout out to Lonnie.
man, yeah, Lonnie's dope. Um, man, I've sparred with a lot of guys, man. I remember when I was 17, I sparred with Winky Wright. That was really cool. He
Nice.
was he was kind of on his way out, but it was awesome to get in the ring and spar with him. Believe it or not, when I was 17, I also sparred with Sean Porter when he was a little bit heavier. I think he was probably weighing 165. I was about 175 at the time. So man, he's a dog. Like
Damn, you sparred Deshaun to beat Usyk when he was 165. That's when he fought Usyk.
yeah. So that was awesome work. Man, I'm trying to think who else. I know there's tons of guys, but um, yeah, I've seen all kinds of looks. Tons of looks. So I've seen it all.
Bad. That's dope. I got a couple more here. We got the real turtle from Philly. Are you practicing ducking the slap? That's actually a legitimate question.
Ducking the slap.
Yeah, I mean,
That that that
Plant.
left hook.
Plant has gotten quite physical with a few fighters and opponents
Oh, the slap.
before getting in the ring.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my defense is always ready. So I'm ready. I'm ready for it. For me, like, there's no bad blood. It's a sport. But at the end of the day, it's a fight. So we're gonna get in there. I respect him. I'm sure he respects me, and we're gonna go to war. I really want people to tune into this fight, man. I'm telling you, I've been training really hard, and I'm hungry, and I want this bad.
We got the hangout spot that says, "What up, champ? If I were describing your fighting style to a fan who's never seen you in the ring before, what fighter would I tell them you resemble the most stylistically, past or present?"
Um, I'm gonna get his name wrong. What is his name? Is it Chaz? Chaz from the '90s, I believe. You know who I'm talking about?
Chaz.
Is it Vinny Chaz? It's spelled like
Okay.
CHCYZ or something like that.
I think
But
I might know who you're talking about. Can't
yeah,
guarantee it.
I've had a lot of guys compare me to him. But like I said, people haven't seen a lot of tape on me. If you see me spar, you see me work in the gym. My speed is very it's a little surprising because you kind of look at me and I look like a bulky, strong guy that's coming forward, but I have speed and I can use my legs. So um, in my last fight, it was kind of a thing where Chris he's a veteran and he's a good fighter. So, but I felt like he was trying to survive. So like I was just being a fan friendly fighter, man. And that's what I do. I want to make the fans happy. So I went out and put the pressure on them and threw about 100 punches around.
We got Jerv in the 973 from New Jersey says, when my guy Plant laces you, wow, what will be your next move? Good luck. So he has you losing, man.
Well, all I can say is tune in and we'll find out.
We got Huang out of Houston. Keller Plant has never overlooked an opponent. Do you think a win and overall high-level performance will catapult you into an even bigger fight after this?
100%. Yeah, it will. You know, Plant Plant has a name. He's made a name for himself. He's a former world champion. So yeah, it'll be huge. It'll be life changing for me.
Ali and Dago, what up, Trevor? Who's your favorite fighter of all time? And if you beat Plant, will you call out Canelo for a shot at all the belts?
Yeah, I think everybody would love a shot at Canelo. That'd be a great fight. Um, you know, what was the first part of the question?
Your favorite fighter of all time?
Favorite fighter? Oh man, uh, I think us as fighters, especially if you're a student of the game, you like a few of them, but I mean, I think the greatest of all time, Floyd Mayweather. But in his prime, a guy that I don't think anybody could ever beat was Roy Jones Jr. Just bottom line, too athletic, too much speed, too much power, uh, just too much for guys. Um, I love Kelly Pavlik. I love his heart, his will, his punching power, just thudding power, and man, who else? Um, yeah, man, those are some of my top guys. I love Joe Calzaghe as well. His punch output was amazing.
All right. I have Jesse Hernandez from West Covina, California. How well do you think your style matches up with Plant, given that his only two losses were to fighters who tend to put a lot of pressure?
Stylistically, guys, this is a great fight. I'm telling you, it's going to be a great fight, and it really is the boxer's or the I'm sorry, the fan's dream. It's boxer versus puncher. I don't really consider myself a brawler puncher, but a boxer puncher. I do like to think in there. But yeah, it's the fan's dream, man. Boxer versus puncher. So it's definitely gonna be a great fight.
Donald from Baton Rouge. Who do you really want to fight?
You know, for the longest time, man, I really wanted to step up and take on Better Biev or Bivol, and that's obviously at 75. But I love to challenge myself, and I love to give the fans a great fight. So I would like those fights in the future after I do some work at super middleweight. Um, but besides that, like I don't know, I think a Berlanga fight would be really fun for the fans. Again, I don't really do the bad blood stuff, but it's like look at it. We both can punch, and I think that would be a great fight.
Yeah, man, I was pumping that fight. I really wanted that one in the Caribbean Royale. I thought it would have been big, but that's when I thought you were from Florida. So that's
Man,
totally
you
different.
you never know, man. It could happen. We'll see.
Yeah. We got Clemente from Phoenix. You used to be signed with Top Rank. Can you talk to us about what happened with them and why it didn't work out? Rooting for you on August 17th. Good luck. That is interesting. What happened?
Um, you know, shout out to Top Rank. They they treated me good my whole career, and I have nothing bad to say about them. I think I think at that time in my life, my old manager Cameron Duncan was kind of looking out for me. I think as a man, I wasn't always doing the right things outside of the ring, and I think that's why he was kind of looking after me. And you know, I wish there's a lot of times I think a lot of people have some regrets in their past, and that's kind of what happened. It just kind of fizzled out, and that was it. So
Yeah, I was not aware that you were with Cameron Duncan, which is also interesting because I can't recall any bad fighter he's had, right? Like, I mean, you think he found Mikey, he found Crawford, he
hmm
found don't help me, he just signed a Frank Warren. What is Brandon Lee, Boots
hmm
Ennis. You know,
Boots, Kelly Pavlik,
yeah, you just don't.
Nonito Donaire.
So he's
Yeah.
seen something in you, man, and I hope that you get to show us. I mean, I certainly seen something in that pro box fight, but people need the level of opposition to be on a certain level in order to truly be able to see, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So, yeah, it's my coming out fight, and I'm I'm excited to show the world finally, what it is, and we'll see.
So when you say you had offers on the table, were any of those offers from Top Rank now that they've watched you mature and develop?
No, 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 not yet. I had I had a couple guys that I think work with Top Rank reach out, but I was already in negotiations with Plant, so it was kind of like, I'm not gonna further on with this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So
We have Let's Go Champ. He didn't. All right, so it's just a bunch of numbers, so no need saying them. So we'll say Let's Go Champ. I can't wait to watch you for the first time. I need you to be a huge underdog so I can make about 30 racks on you winning. Oh wow. You'll certainly be the underdog.
let's
How do
go,
you feel
champ.
about that?
I'd like to see what the odds are. Yeah. But I've always been an underdog my whole life, man. You know, and I'm sure I'm sure Caleb has felt the same way even in the amateurs. Just with your complexion comes guys that fans that don't, or just people in general, they don't think you can really fight. So
Yeah.
um, it ain't nothing new to me.
How many times have you heard I ain't losing to no white boy?
I've heard it a few times. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I felt like that's what you were not were you maybe were implying when you said you would go to tournaments and people would see I'm fighting Trevor Mccumby and then you would give them the shock of their life. Like I'm Trevor, but I'm Trevor from Chicago. That's kind of what you meant, right? They're thinking they fighting some white boy, but you feel
Yeah,
like you're not that
yeah,
average white boy.
yeah, and Caleb's a student of the game. I know that, so I know he knows I was in the mix in the amateurs. We both. I didn't do as many open fights because I won the under 19 nationals. Was going to represent the United States in the Youth Olympics in Azerbaijan. Um, Anyway, under 19 finals, I fought Jerry Odom. I beat him 17-5, easy work.
That's
I know
crazy. I
Caleb.
know Jerry.
Yeah, no, Jerry was super nice after the fight and everything. He's a cool guy, but yeah, I know Caleb fought Jerry in the amateurs as well. So yeah, I'm a 7-time national champion. Just trying to explain to some of the people watching that, I'm if you don't know who I am, you might be a casual because I've been in the game a real long time.
We got Joe Pilot. If you get past Plant, which fight would you want at 68? I think you answered that. You already said Belanga, and you even said you're looking forward to moving up to 75 for the big boys. We got Tip
Yeah.
Bellis. He says, we've seen fighters have difficulty cutting the ring off against movers. Has this been a focus implemented in your camp? Good question.
Yeah, we have some great sparring partners, guys that move, guys that I think move more than Plant. So yeah, we're definitely working on that stuff. Just keeping the jab going, technical, um, smart pressure. Yep.
So I usually don't give people two questions, but this is another good one. He says Plant has been known to slow down against bigger punchers. And he put in all caps, remember to touch that body. He's going to fade in the second half. That is the perception, and this is why I wanted to say his second question, because that is the perception amongst fans, but I think that we're also have that misconception, right? Because yes, Canelo stopped him, and yes, he gassed in that fight, and yes, he gassed in the Benavidez fight, but Benavidez didn't stop him, and Benavidez really tried to stop him. So, does Plant really gas where he can just be mauled and lose by knockout? It's tough. Canelo, that just was different. At one point, Plant thought he was winning, and next thing you know, Canelo took over.
Yeah, that's kind of the mystery with Canelo too. Like, he looks he looks strong, but I think maybe who knows? I maybe a lot of people they underestimate it and they realize, oh man, this guy he's real crafty and he really knows how to place his shots. And I think that's really key with really with plan is going to be just landing those clean shots, looking for the right shots, not always just trying to maul him. And I think that's where David maybe he could have just calmed down a little bit. Okay, let me set him up for a shot. But yeah, he definitely was just mauling him and trying to get him out of there.
James in Atlanta, I'm the only one in the community betting over $100 on you. Secondly, if you should, I guess he meant you're Chicago. No, if you Chicago area around September 14th, I guess he meant if you're in the Chicago area around September 14th, would you be willing to stop by Milwaukee and be a guest commentator to our USA Boxing amateur event, Border Wars? Shout out to James. That's actually my event that he's talking about. He's just
Oh,
yeah, we're
okay.
having a USA boxing event in Milwaukee, and he's fighting on it. So I guess he would like you to participate in some way.
Man, shout out to him, man. That's awesome that, he's gonna put his hard-earned money on me. I'm training really, really hard, man. This is the hardest camp I've ever been in, so, I think that money is gonna be good. And I'm gonna look at my schedule and see if I can make it. If I can, I definitely will, and I'll link up with you, bro, and see if I can make it out there. I would love to do that.
For sure. That I think. Let me refresh here. I think that is the last question. Trevor, give everybody your social media. You don't really use your Instagram, right? I followed you the other day, and it looks like it's been dormant.
I don't know if you're following the right one. It's
Uh,
Trev Mccumby,
all right,
TREV
send me a DM
Mccumby.
so I can follow the
Yeah,
right
yeah.
one, and let everybody know what to follow, both on Instagram, Twitter, and any other platforms.
Yeah, Instagram, Trev Mccumby, X, Trev Mccumby, and then my TikTok, just search my name, Trevor Mccumby. Uh, we'll be putting out some media, a lot of good, some training footage, some funny stuff, and well, also love the Lord, and I thank God for being in this position, and man, my beautiful family and everything else. So.
Well, I appreciate you, man. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I look forward to going back. I want to see you get a spar in, see what you're working with.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'll let you know. All right.
All
Very
right,
nice to
champ.
meet you as well. All
Likewise.
right,
Take
bro.
it easy. Enjoy the rest of the day. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Contender Trevor Mccumby. But now we got the birthday.